My name is Chris Burkard, and for the last maybe 15 years, I think I've been using a camera to try and tell stories, and my relationship with Iceland is kind of an interesting one. I started coming here about 15 years ago with the hope and the intention of, I guess, just, seeing something new. I had no really idea of what it would sort of unveil to me, what it would sort of open up, and I guess if I could summarize it, it seems like there's always an endless adventure to be had. There's always something new to be seen. And in fact, new places, new areas that without the right access, without the right opportunity to get there, you would drive by a million times. It's exactly what I really wanted to do for this trip, was to go and explore an area, a region that by any other means, it would be nearly impossible to go and see. I mean, for any good adventure, you need to have somebody with you. You need to have a person who is experienced and knows the area in some capacity.
My name is Elli Magnusson, and I'm a photographer and filmmaker from Iceland.
He's somebody who really was the first person that drew my attention, not only to this area, but to Iceland's sort of magic in general.
Yeah, so I met Chris a long time ago, probably 12 or 15 years ago. We were both surfers and photographers, and there have been a lot of trips since, and both in Iceland and abroad. And
there's nothing better than being able to share an experience with a friend, or being able to, see somebody else's reaction to a place maybe they haven't seen or you haven't seen, and just, kill the time with somebody that you really enjoy is super unique and special. And that's those memories that you're able to kind of craft from something like that, they just really stick with you forever. So I've never been to this area, but from what I hear, there's a local legend, Christian, who basically knows every nook and cranny, been to all the islands. He's sort of the guy to talk to, boat captain.
It was so valuable to get information from him, and he sailed these islands since he was a kid.
You kind of need those contacts in these places to find the hidden gems.
There's no rocks at all. It is the most beautiful water I think I've ever seen.
This area is super unique because not only is it kind of a navigational nightmare, you have these super shallow reef passes that go between islands. And when you pair that with the biggest tides in Iceland, meters and meters and meters, it can be really complex. Utilizing something that's got, the ability to kind of peek around and sneak around this unique area is something that you really couldn't do with any other type of vessel besides a Sea-Doo.
So there's a known fact in Iceland about this area and these islands, and that is that they are supposed to be uncountable because there's so many islands and skerries and reefs, and the tides are so extreme. So, while one island disappears on the tide, another one will pop up out of the ocean.
So the beauty of an experience like this is really comes down to the self-sufficiency. I mean, for me, the thing that's so exciting about any type of experience or adventure is not having to rely upon, support vehicle or some big infrastructure. Being able to just, open up the hatch, my camera gear, my drone, everything I need is right there. Food's in the back. I've got all the gear I need, extra fuel, fishing rods. Like, you could be off the grid for a couple of days. So we ended up at this incredible remote kind of secret hot spring that's only accessible at low tide. I couldn't even tell you the GPS coordinates if I knew them, and I wouldn't. But it was such a unique moment to be able to pull up to this thing, just see basically out of nothing, just steam rising, bubbling up from the earth.
I mean, I've seen a lot of hot springs in the middle of nowhere in Iceland, but to find one that only appears for an hour and a half on low tide, it's unbelievable. You're sitting in half seawater, half geothermal water, just the waves coming in and mixing into the pool. It's amazing. And
I've never seen anything quite like it, and to be honest, that was something that kind of felt more like a tall tale to me than something that we'd actually be able to experience, because it only happens on the biggest of tides, and so we just happened to be there during the perfect moment. And I guess the finite aspect of something that's just not there forever. And I think there's something to be said for those types of places where it doesn't always exist. Hard to find that these days, only for those willing to go the extra mile or to do the trip. That's so special to me, that you can experience it and then it's gone in a flash and it's as if it never happened. Like, that's so cool. Kind of makes it feel like it was just for you.